Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to be looking at a story that was written well over a century ago, but you know what? It feels like it could have been torn straight out of today's headlines. It's all about one man who stumbles upon a really dangerous truth and the powerful people who need that truth to stay buried. It's about what happens when just one person decides, nope, I'm not backing down. This is our deep dive into Henrik Ibsen's classic play, An Enemy of the People.
So that's the bombshell conclusion our hero reaches by the end of all this. It's a pretty wild thing to say, right? I mean, how on earth does a respected, community-loving doctor get to a point where he believes the biggest threat is the very people he's trying to save? That's the journey we're about to unpack.
So, how does a man of science end up with such a radical, almost cynical view of society? Well, to figure that out, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Picture this: a small coastal town in Norway, a town whose entire future, its entire fortune, is hanging in the balance. All right, so let's meet our guy, Dr. Thomas Stockman. He's a man of science, an idealist, and he's the medical officer for the town's brand new, super profitable medicinal baths. In fact, these baths were his big idea. He fought for them, he championed them, he truly believed they'd bring health and wealth to his whole community. He's incredibly proud of them. But see, Dr. Stockman is a good scientist, which means he doesn't just assume everything's fine. He keeps testing the water. And that's when he makes this absolutely horrifying discovery. The water is dangerously contaminated. It's being poisoned by waste from a local factory, and it's making people seriously sick. The town's big cure? It's actually poison. So naturally, he thinks he's done this huge service to the town. He writes up a detailed report, sends it off to the mayor and the local newspaper guys. And at first, the reaction is exactly what you'd expect. They treat him like a hero. They're praising his integrity, his thoroughness, his commitment to the town. For a hot second there, he feels totally validated. But that hero's welcome, it pretty much vanishes overnight, because once the people in charge start to really think about the practical, and more importantly, the financial fallout of his discovery, the whole mood just shifts. And this is where we see the real, painful cost of telling an inconvenient truth. The very first person to push back, and the most powerful, is his own brother, Peter Stockman, who just happens to be the mayor. Now, the mayor is a pragmatist, a politician to his core. He doesn't see a public health crisis, he sees a financial disaster. Fixing the baths will cost a fortune, they'll have to shut down for years, and the town's shiny new reputation, its whole economy, will be shattered. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the conflict. For Dr. Stockman, it's black and white. It's about public safety. It's about scientific fact. It's about a moral duty to not poison people. But for the mayor, it's about keeping the town stable, protecting its reputation.